It was a pretty historic Week 3 by PFF standards. We had Isaiah Rodgers with the first ever 99.9 PFF grade in history, a perfect game. And this guy right here, Penei Sewell, with the best run blocking grade that we have ever seen in a game. Dalton, he had a 98.7 run blocking grade on Sunday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens. Just insane stuff from one of the best offensive linemen in the league.
And you mentioned Rodgers for the Vikings with the perfect grade. Well, Penei Sewell wasn't far behind. This is the best ever 98.7 PFF grade, 99.3 run blocking grade. The best ever by an offensive lineman in a single game in the history, the 20-year history of PFF. And this is actually the third best. Rodgers has the best grade. This ties Lamar Jackson, ironically, for the third best grade we've ever given to any player in a game in the 20-year history of PFF. And again, you look at the breakdown of this performance and the Lions getting a huge win going into Baltimore. Such a tough place to win over Lamar Jackson and that great Ravens team, but they mauled him between the tackles. They mauled him in the trenches, and Penei Sewell was the biggest reason there on the right side. Start with the pass blocking. Solid 75.4 pass blocking grade. One pressure allowed all night, but you look at it's these two bottom numbers that we're going to look at today. 99.3 run blocking grade, darn near perfect. 15 positively graded run blocks. I see maybe one or two guys a week get in the 9, 10, 11 range. I've seen that, and those come out to great weeks with run blocking grades in the 90s. 15 positively graded run blocks. You wonder why the Lions ran so well, especially between the tackles on Baltimore in this game, and they were physically the better team. That's a huge reason why. You don't see 15 in the as the number in that column right there. It's just ridiculous stuff.
You never see that. So we could make a 45-minute video on all 15 of those plays, but you wanted to highlight 5 of those 15 positive graded run blocks.
I have 5 of them because I think what they do is show you everything that Penei Sewell does as a run blocker. Now, do we necessarily need a whole breakdown of all the reasons Penei Sewell is great? No, but on this occasion, we absolutely do. And one of the big themes that you had in this game was you got these duo schemes. 8 of those 15 positively graded blocks were in these duo schemes. So what does that mean? In this look right here, we've got 2 tight ends off to the right side of the Lions offense right there. And what you're going to get from Sewell and Tate Ratledge. And Tate Ratledge had a spectacular game himself. He had a 90 run blocking grade. Sewell's making him better as a rookie in his 3rd career start. You're going to get a double team from these two right here. And what's going to end up happening, the center will go back down on the nose here. Going to try to get the tight end to seal this off here, and actually doesn't do a great job of it. We're going to get another seal here, and then everything else is just kind of sealing backside. So the idea is, first and foremost, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to press this A-gap, and he's going to read Roquan Smith, the linebacker. He and the 2 guys executing the double team, Ratledge and Sewell, they have to read Roquan Smith to see where he's going. Now, what's going to happen is Tate Ratledge is going to have to get off this double team and pick up Roquan Smith. Here's the double team right on here. Smith is committing in here to the A-gap. He's going to start leaning in here. So what has to happen is Sewell then has to pick up Big John Jenkins. He's 330 pounds. He's got to pick him up for himself. Either drive him off the ball or cut him off from that inside gap. You can see Ratledge's eyes in here getting up to Smith. Okay, he's going to get up in here. Let's go to the next frame. Now, here's a couple of things you see. 1, Tate Ratledge does a great job, and I'm going to talk a lot about him too because Sewell's making him better by proxy. So number 1, he seals off the linebacker. There's a lot going wrong in the backfield here, but because you get this double team going so well, the Lions are a team. Look, get excited about 5-yard runs. They put you in good situations. So you've got Ratledge sealing this off, and then look at this with Penei Sewell right here. We're just driving John Jenkins straight off the ball. Max, I'm going to tell you something. When you're watching end zone shots, if you see a defensive lineman horizontal like this, he's losing the battle. He's darn near got 1 foot off the ground. And this, look at the landmark of where we're at here. He's got him bent in half right here. That's not a good spot. That's not a good pad level for a defensive lineman to be at right there. And what I'm going to show you this next slide, just the sheer power of Penei Sewell, okay? This is Big John Jenkins hunched over right here. That slide we just had before, and this is Gibbs getting a 5-yard gain. That happened. That was here. He's driven big 330-pound John Jenkins 5 more yards off the ball after what you just saw. And that space that Sewell creates with his strength and his power is what allowed a play that on other spots was not perfectly blocked to still go for 5 yards and keep the Lions ahead of the chains. All right, now we're going to do another one. Same exact thing. Same play. Looks exactly the same. Duo right this way. This is where we're looking. Gibbs is reading that A-gap first, and we're going to bounce. Now, same concept. We're going to get the insert here from Khalif Raymond. In here, we're going to seal this off. The big thing I'm looking at again is this double team and the way this is executed. So now, what you're going to get again, double team here. Tate Ratledge is going to want to release and get up to Roquan Smith. Again, same idea. Center's got to seal the nose. We got to seal on the backside. Back here, we're good. Okay, so let's look at this double team again from Sewell and Ratledge. Now, you can already see it happening again. Here's Tate Ratledge in his eyes. Going to get to Roquan Smith. We've got the angle. We've got the seal. What I want you to see this time, instead of power from Sewell, is technique. See this right here. He's straight up like he was before, and you see where his helmet's at on this shoulder? If we want to run through this A-gap, he's got to get across to this side. He wants to seal him this time. Could he overpower Broderick Washington in here? Maybe, but we play with good technique too. We're not just a mauler up here. So what's going to happen? Let's get to the next shot. Ratledge seals this off. You see the crease starting to get here, but Sewell, what he's going to have to do, use his quickness now, use his technique. He's got to throw his left foot and his left hip inside here. Now, inside to cut off this angle and keep this lane open. Even though, look, can't bounce it. Kyle Hamilton's winning that block out here. You don't really want to go backside here because we've got this lane set up. What is Sewell going to do? Play with technique, play with his footwork. Boom, look at it sealed off now. Even though a lot went wrong here, we still get a positive play out of this because you get the seal here, you get the seal there, and the Lions in these situations, maybe it's not an explosive run, but because this double team is executed so well, you get a good positive play that puts you in another good down and distance situation. Here we go. Now, backside, all right? Now we're going two tight ends the other way towards your side of the screen there, Max. So the duo here for this is David Montgomery's big touchdown run at the end that really sealed the game. The original aiming point, again, right through this A-gap. Now, you see Sewell here on the backside. So what you have here is the double team here on the other side with Mahogany and Decker there. And you've got the center going back here. And both of these two on the right side, there's Tate Ratledge and here's Sewell. All Sewell has to do is set up and cut this off and not allow the edge player here to make a play. Now, is he going to do just that? No, there's a reason we got a positive grade on this. I'm going to show you. Let's go to the next slide. All right, this is kind of clogged up here on the front side. David Montgomery's got to read this out. Roquan's free. The double team is okay, but there's not a lot of space, and especially my tight end here, Brock Wright, is kind of struggling. It's closed off here. Now, so often on these duo plays, the bounce goes to the front side, but we can't go there either because if I run right into Roquan Smith, I'm going nowhere. All right, Tate Ratledge is holding on for dear life here, but I want you to see this with Penei Sewell. All right. A lot of guys, as the backside tackle on this, are just going to kind of stand between the defender and the ball carrier and just kind of, okay, you know what? We're Penei Sewell. We're going to be better than that. We're even on the backside. We're going to open up because you see this big lane happening here, and David Montgomery is going to bounce all the way over here, which is an unusual cut. But when you trust your backside blockers so much like this, that's when you start to see, okay, this is a dynamic run game going all the way across the field. Sewell, here, we're already pushing this edge defender out towards the sideline here to open this up. Look how physical he is. Look, this is a penalty. First of all, this is a penalty. This is hands to the face. And now Penei Sewell goes, okay, you're going to put a hand in my face. I'm going to get pissed off. You got the defender on one leg. You got this crease. All of a sudden, look at this crease. Ratledge, yeah, we had to jump inside here, and he's holding on for dear life. But look at this crease and all of the space created out here for David Montgomery. When you've got a defensive lineman on one foot, you have a problem. And like we mentioned before, when you've got a defensive lineman turned around into the backfield, and again, horizontal, his spine is horizontal. You put a hand in my face, I'm putting the edge of your face in the dirt right now. I mean, and look at the crease that we're looking at, and you wonder, and Jamison Williams gets a nice stalk block out here, you wonder why David Montgomery scored on this play. Sewell's a good blocker on the backside, too. All right, Max, what do I say about offensive linemen? We're going to get to the next one.
You say good ones block on the first level.
Absolutely.
Great ones block on the second level.
And Penei Sewell's a great offensive lineman. Let's get a couple of clips going to the second level here. All right, first and foremost. Now, we're going to get back to it. One tight end, we're going to get this duo scheme now here, but different alignment here. Now, nobody's in the B gap. We've got the A gap going here. We've got the B gap going here. So we're going to get some double teams working like this right here, okay? What does that free up Penei Sewell to do? Get up on Roquan Smith right here. There's nobody else in either of his gaps. Get up on Roquan. Laporta's going to seal here. Now, we're going to run duo right this way. Now, it's not going to be the A gap. That's the initial aiming point. You have to kind of sit on it and press and then get up in this B gap right here. Why? Because you want to follow big 58 to the promised land. That's exactly David Montgomery here. He knows what he's doing. You find 58, you run right behind him. We saw it on the last play on the backside. Here we go on the front side. Boom. Duo happening. Center, right guard, I should say, getting down here. They're working the double team on the backside. There goes my center, gets that backside linebacker. You can see this opening up right away. Right away here, Laporta gets the seal, but you can't even see Roquan Smith back there. You try to take on Penei Sewell head on, you're going to have a problem. And here's the thing. What you love about this, we're going back to the power. So now you have the athleticism to get to the second level against one of the best linebackers in football, and now you got the power. Where he first contacts him right there, that's at about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, all right? And David Montgomery's already seeing this crease. He goes, oh boy, all I got to do is find a way to get her. And now Kyle Hamilton's pretty good, but all I got to do is follow Big 58 to the second level. Let's see how far we can take this thing. When you go to from this slide here where Sewell gets to Roquan at 3 yards, and you get up to this one here, now you've got him at 5 yards. You've got him at 5 yards, and you're sealing him off, and Roquan can't even see. He's having an issue. We're sealing this off, and Montgomery goes, man, just run to the back, run to that number 58, and we're going to the promised land again. So now we're at 5 yards. Athleticism to get there, and the power. Go again. We're up here. Penei Sewell. This is at 10 yards. We were here in the previous slide. This is Roquan Smith. He's got hands on Roquan Smith 10 yards down the field. And David Montgomery's off flying for a 70-yard gain. When you get to the second level and you can block like that, you got a great offensive lineman. So again, the straight ahead power getting up on a linebacker. And I know Roquan Smith is probably going to be mad at me for showing this too. But this is a fun one. All right, let's get out of duo for a second. We're going to run a different scheme here. All right, one more time. We're going to get Sewell to the second level. Here's what we got, Max. Down block. Down block, we're trying to get to the edge, all the way on the back side of this, away from, we're not even running to Penei Sewell's side right now. And this is what shows you the impact on any given play, all right? Down block, Laporta's going to seal up here. We're sending the left guard out to the edge, block the first thing you see. We're sending the center out to the edge, get out, block the first thing you see on the outside. We're trying to get Jahmyr Gibbs all the way out to the sideline, all right? Seal in here from Ratledge. Sewell, get up on Roquan Smith, all right? Now, you can see Smith's already in the B gap. He's playing his inside shoulder. So Sewell has to work, or most people have to work hard to get there. For Penei Sewell, the athlete that he is, this is nothing. Don't tell me offensive linemen aren't athletes, because I'm going to prove it to you right now. All right, here we go. Next play. Not next play, next slide. Here we go. Penei Sewell. All right, remember we just showed Roquan Smith in the B gap, inside shoulder, right? Penei Sewell has taken one step, and he's getting to his second step. He's taken 1.5 steps, and he's already got the leverage. Look how quickly he gets off the football before anything else has even happened here. You're getting Ratledge with a pretty good seal right here. I don't hate that. Taylor Decker working on the down block. We're trying. We haven't even gotten the ball handed off yet. And what you're getting is Penei Sewell, a step and a half into it, already knows where he's going. They talk all the time about defensive linemen and get off. It matters for offensive linemen too. Get the snap count going, get off the ball, fire off where you need to be. Okay, cool. We'll go back to him in a second. Now, Max, what I want to tell you is we're gonna get there. I already know what you're chuckling about. We're gonna get there. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Now, it looks, if I just take this still shot, like, wow, what a great executed play. It's actually not, considering. We'll get to Sewell in a second. Considering this play was designed to get to the sideline, okay? There's actually a lot that went wrong here, okay? Taylor Decker did not get the down block. The first puller, Mahogany, got disrupted. The center had to adjust to the outside. He wasn't able to seal anybody on the pole because the rest got disrupted. Sam Laporta didn't even get the down block. I got 4 guys here who didn't do the best job, starting with Taylor Decker here. This is not where this is supposed to go. This is not where this is supposed to go. But I got a solid seal from Ratledge. This is good enough. And the big thing, why is this? This is really well defended on the front side, okay? Everybody beat the down blocks here. The front side linebacker here did his job. Get over the top, prevent this from getting to the sideline. What you have at that point in the backside B gap, we're still talking about the backside A and B gap here. My weak side linebacker is the one who's supposed to backfill this and clean this up. What's the problem with the weak side linebacker on this play? He's got a big number 58 in his way, sealing him off. And now Jahmyr Gibbs on a play that, to be honest with you, on the front side is completely broken. Because this weak side linebacker got cut off, Jahmyr Gibbs does have a lane to pick up 7-8 yards, even on a play that honestly did not work all that well. But when you have great, and credit to Ratledge too, again, he had a 90 run blocking grade in this game himself. When you have backside blockers that are this athletic and this committed to it, they can turn plays that are broken on the front side, because this is not good. The play is designed to get to the sideline, and it just never happened. The fact that your backup, your cleanup defenders on the weak side just can't get there because these two, and especially Sewell up at the top level, were so good. This is the reason the Lions can create positive run plays all the time. And Penei Sewell, both the power, the athleticism, and the technique, they pop all the time, and there's so many different ways he can do it.
He is one of the most athletic players that we have in the NFL. Basically a tight end in a tackle's body, but still has the strength of an offensive tackle too. Penei Sewell, who is one of the best tackles we've ever seen in PFF college history at Oregon, is now the owner of the highest graded game in PFF history by an offensive lineman.